Yeah, we will start the session with a video of Defour Analytics.
Today, every source around the world is generating data. This data is used to drive new paths for increasing the business and forward movement of organizations. Data analytics is emerging as the biggest business opportunity within the technology space. It is the advanced career choice for those who want to stay ahead and among the most well-paid professionals today. Analytics certification helps in forecasting future trends, improving business operations and strategies, and eventually aids in making smarter decisions that can improve a company's bottom line. The benefits of data analytics certification are: big data analytics is a top priority in a lot of organizations, so there is soaring demand for analytics professionals. Big data market is expected to grow to $130 billion by 2020. There are numerous job titles such as data scientist, program analyst, and CRM analyst. These add-on courses will entitle you for salary hike in your current organization. Big companies generate a large amount of data on a regular basis, which is used as a base for taking smarter decisions. Those people who analyze data using data analytics tools are the dominant leaders for the future of these companies. D4 offers the Business Analyst Program that positions you well for a career in analytics. These courses will equip you with the right knowledge and skills that you need in the workplace. We have designed industry-focused training programs for everyone, right from students who are willing to pursue their career in data analytics to business professionals who are trying to develop in-house analytics capabilities. At its core, D4's training programs are based on 5 elements: forecasting, econometrics, time series analysis, quantitative analysis, and predictive modeling. A typical D4 business analyst training program runs for 12 days, with 3 hours per day of coaching, tutored by professionals having more than 20 years of experience. Other features of the program are instructor-led tuitions, coupled with case studies, videos, management games and role plays, case studies from real-life data sets, complete support to resolve the technical and course-related issue beyond classroom hours with dedicated helpline, clarify your doubts in QA sessions, gain insights from business analytics practitioners from leading organizations, engage with the facility in real-time format for an immersive learning experience. Upon completion of the course, students will be awarded with certificate for participation, books, CDs, and study notes to supplement video lectures. Along with the business analyst certification courses, D4 is providing tailor-made analyst courses for some core industry verticals. Experience in your current company, coupled with training from D4 Analytics, will help you in becoming data scientists for your future growth. So sign up for the courses and craft your career graph yourself.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's start our today's session. Our topic is a career counseling seminar on business analytics. So I feel a lot of the people today do have question how to migrate to this particular careers into the data science business. What does really the business analytics means? How the analytics program can really help him? What kind of a program will help him? What technology will really help him? If I do this particular program, or what could be my career graph? Or so many questions could be there in your mind. So I feel we tried when we deliver this particular presentation, when we design this particular presentation, we thought everything in mind, and this will really help you to even get those answers that you are seeking. I guess, there is some problem in the what do you say, or I am getting a reply from one of the person from the audience. Is saying that it's not audible. It's okay now. Can you hear me, Mr. Abraham? I hope all of you my voice is audible to all of you. Okay, let's move ahead. So when we today talk about what is it, data analytics or digitalization of the countries, then there could be our what is it, the data is the building block of this everything. But when we can really say that a nation or organization is digitalized, so any organization or any country can be called as a digitalized country when not just the people or the data is being used, but when the data is being used in every fact of our life. So let's say that the digitalized our culture, digitalized our imagination, digitalized our performance, our career prospects, and even like the things like a health and the family futures could also be designed digitalized. So when we if we see every perspective of life, when it gives what do you say, it's having the detailed relation, then only we can say it is getting detailized. Then there could be a simple question: what is the analytics? My friends, I like to say that you are already user of analytics, or rather, all of us are today user of the analytics, but we don't recognize ourselves that we are using the analytics. I give a very simple example now that you can immediately recollect that. So this is a simple scenario wherein a student wants to reach to an institute, and he is having the three different options or the routes those are available to reach to this institute. So there could be a question: which route is the correct for him? And I know you must be knowing what is the solution and what is the tool that you are using to this kind of a problems every day. But designing or using the tool, those are the two different aspects. So let's say when we give a certain data, and let's try to analyze and let's try to figure out the solution with the help of the data. So when we say that analytics is something use of the data, then when we can we say that we can really get a solution immediately with some amount of the data? The answer may be yes in some cases, or answer may be no in the complex cases. So if you can say we are supplying the data that road number one is a too far, the road number two is a too much of a traffic, and road number three is having the so many signals. Now, if you want to take a decision, still it will be a difficult for the student to take a decision. So now imagine an organization where they are having the lot of the data, and there could be a variety, and the velocity of the data will be also very large. So when a student like this, for such kind of a simple, what is it, the problem, when he is getting confused or it is difficult to decide, imagine a scope for the organization. What could be their plight? So let's dig down this example further. How we can make the job of a student to reach to the institute simple with the help of a data analytics. So to do this job simple, let's provide him more data so that will help him to decide better. So to enable it, we have provided the data for the last 15 days. Then we had the three roads with the distances, and here is the time of the day when he will be traveling. So for this example, we can see that there are the data that is for the 7 a.m. what will be the traffic scenario, for 9 a.m. what will be a traffic scenario, and for 11 a.m. what will be the traffic scenario. And these are the three different roads with the distances and how at what time he will be reaching. We are just use the average as a tool to analyze this data. So through average, we can immediately get to know that at a 7 a.m., the road number 2 is having the average as the least average or the least value that we get. That means there is a high probability that with the road number 2 at a 7 a.m., we will reach to our destination in a very short period of a time. Sorry. At the same we can say that at a 9 a.m. and at 11 a.m. the road number 1 is quite convenient, and it will help us to reach or the student to a minimum possible time. So now, when with a simple tool that we learn in our school days, that is average, can help us to analyze such kind of a data. Imagine with a powerful tools like a forecasting, clustering, how we can what could be the output of such kind of a data. So this could be a very good example to discuss the mammoth amount of the data and how great systems and the great companies will be built with the help of the data analytics. I hope you must have purchased anything or the some articles from the Amazon, and you must have gone through or you must have got these comments written while during your shopping experience. So product you may like, customer who bought this item also bought this, frequently bought together items. Then they also have the prediction for the delivery times, and they do have also what is a review analytics embedded into it. Now, many people say will not immediately may connect with this, and they can say how analytics is related. Then, my dear friends, this entire system that Amazon uses, it is called as a recommendation engines, and the recommendation engines are also been developed on the analytics platform. Also, not they are just built it, but the power of analytics is such a great that Amazon has earned around 29% of the total sales through the recommendation engine. That means around one third of revenue that Amazon has bagged, that is just because of the one tool, that is the recommendation engine that they have designed. Now I can, and you can understand from this itself how powerful the analytics has become today. Now let's go to the formal definition of business analytics. So business analytics could be defined as a process of converting data into the insights. When we say insights, that means a clear-cut business application. It could be a business action. Analytics involves extensive use of the data, statistical and quantitative analysis, exploratory and the predictive models, and fact-based management to drive decisions and the actions. There could be, we can say today, trillions bytes of the data is generated every day, and that's why the tools or the analytics has gaining the importance with the data generation. Use of the business analytics is varied as per the requirement, as per the application that has been required. So it could be used for the data mining purposes. It could also be used for the explanation for the certain result. It could also be used for designing the experiment. It could also be used for the forecasting the future. So analytics will help us to understand why a particular event is happening, whether this particular event will keep or occur again. It will also help us to understand if we change one of the parameter, what impact it will result into the another parameters, and lot many things the data could tell us if you what to say use the analytics engine. I'm going to present one small case how analytics been used into one of the business functions, that is a HR. I hope I know few of you must be working or you must have this particular HR rating appraisal system must be embedded in your organization, and you must be sometimes surprised how I am rated so high or I am rated so low. So analytics is in every walk of your businesses today. It may be into operations, it will be into sales and marketing, it could be into the financial aspects, it could also be into the HR domain. As in the beginning of the session, I requested the candidates or the participant to ask whatever question that they have in the end of this session. Yeah, I will get back to you all your questions. So let's go again back to our case, that is the HR analytics. So what does the HR analytic means? So in any organization, the role of the HR is not just to recruit, but also has to see that the human capital that they are building, they need to be retained, they need to be trained, and they need to be see that they get maximum possible utility for this human resource. At the same time, they have to see the satisfaction level of the employees, they have to say the promotions, they have to have the rewards and recognition to this particular human workforce that they have. To do this activity, they have got a different scorecards that every organization have. An analysis of such kind of a scorecard is more critical aspect. As we can say, there could be a large organizations, and calculation and the maintaining of such kind of a HR related data becomes a big headache for the HR managers. The analytics or data related to performance gives transparency. It also gives the trust into the organization, and that's why it's very critical. Here in this case, we have collected around 1100 employees data, wherein the minimum stipulated time to work with the organization for every employee is 160 hours per month. When we run the clustering technique, we found that this particular data set is into gathered into three different clusters. So this is a cluster 1, this is a cluster 2, and this is a cluster number 3. Now when we say it's a cluster, then cluster is nothing but a group of the data. Those are having the common characteristics. Now let's say what are the characteristics. The characteristics here, if you say on the scale, this is an x-axis that is having the satisfaction level, and on the y-axis we are having the average monthly hours. Now if you see this first cluster in a red strip, that is the people who are not satisfied, or they are being ranked lower in terms of a satisfaction level, and those are really giving more number of the hours to the organization than the stipulated hours. If you say the cluster number 2 here, these are the people who are really high on a satisfaction scale, as well as when it comes to a number of hours that they are spending in organization, that is also more than 200 hours. So we can say that they are giving more than the stipulated hours, and they are really satisfied with the organization. And here comes the third cluster, that these people who are not really satisfied with the organization, as well as those who are not even giving lot of the hours or the stipulated hours to the organization. So this particular cluster or the cluster technique will help HR to dig down the further what will be the reason why these people are not satisfied, who are actually putting more number of hours to the organization. Or they may dig down even further what it is required to bring this particular set of the people who are not satisfied, who are just average performer, to a next level or the next level of the cluster, or what training, whether it's a motivation level or it is something or the terms and condition of the organization because of which they are not satisfied or they are not performing well. So my dear friend, the idea here is that when we can plot 1100 people into a single graph, and that single graph is that powerful that will help us to analyze, segregate, as well as give us answers to most of the questions, that is the analytics. This slide talks about how these things have been done, or what the process of the analytics starts with. If you say, it will start with the typical with the data integration process, wherein the files or the different data sets from the different what is the types of the file will flow to a system, wherein the different business users from the sales, marketing, finance, and it will reach to a business user. Now this particular thing could also be a part of, now we are talking about a data preparation here, that is a part of a data integration process. Now when we talk about data preparation, that is any data that is available with the organization cannot be moved for the further processing of an analysis. Before analysis, we have to study the data. We have to see that whether that set data will be useful for our analysis, or whether that data set could be used with a certain tool or a technique. So when we say there is we acquire the data from the various forms and then we reformat the data. So we are reformatting just to use it for the R purposes. Then it is been given to a scatter box and the plot data. That is nothing but for the further cleansing and the further measurement purposes. Now, if you say now analytics as a process or the flow overview, we can say it could be divided into three different major parts. It could be a data preparation where the three main activities like a data integration, data evaluation, and data cleansing will be taking place. The second part could be a data analysis where we will be first, we will mine the data. That is, we will try to study the data. We will develop the data models, and then we could also segment the data. And the third and the most important part is the interpretation of the data. My friends, I would like to say you that data analytics or the business analytics is not a subject only about crunching the numbers, but also to give the result or interpret the data or the charts that we get after the crunching the numbers. And today, the most important aspect of the business analytics is driving out the insights that the graph is being showing. So here, if you see this particular business interpretation or this particular model will consist of the three modules altogether. So it could be a business validation, it will run to a model validation, and it could also have a statistical validation. When we talk about validation, we like to say that the data needs to be valid. It should be cross match with the standards, and whether the applicability of the data along with the tools or the techniques that we are using, those are correct or not. So we are validating that data first, and after we evaluate our model and cross check our models every time, then only we come to a final report generation part. Here, this particular final, before what happens, and this is nothing but if you see this particular graph here, so these are nothing but a final reports or the final outcomes of the analytics. So it could be a graphical dashboard, it could be a predictive alerts. When we say it's a predictive alert, maybe possible it may send the emails, it may send SMS, it may give certain kind of indications, and it could be actionable insights. So if you say this particular white box here into this particular process model, we can say it's a standard. This particular module is all about the validation of our scripts that we have put into the tool.
Okay.
Yeah, once we validate, yeah, I request the participant to put their mic on mute. All your questions will be answered in the end of the session. So we are discussing about the model. So if it will start with a data ingestion that we are seeing here, and it will end with a graphical dashboards and the actionable insights for the businesses. Okay, so many times people feel that they know one of the technique and they know the analytics, or they may say that I know I am using this technique, I am using that technique. So analytics today has gone a way forward, and it is not limited or to a set of a descriptive analytics. So here we say that in this particular graph, what we could interpret is that here, if you see, these are the decisions, and on these decisions there are the certain actions those are involved, and these decisions are being based upon the data here. And there could be analytics. So analytics could be of four different types. Majorly, it's a, when we say it's a descriptive, then it talks about what has happened. When we say it's a diagnostic, if it happens, then what we have to do it. And predictive talks about what will happen and what will be the next. And if it happens, what we have to do talks about by the prescriptive analytics. So if you say there is a gap in a different ways of the analytics or the different types of the analytics. So if you say there is a descriptive and diagnostic analytics, there is a big gap or there is a requirement of a human input to reach to the decision and action stage. Whereas if you say the topmost or the highest level of the analytics, that is the prescriptive analytics, we say that the systems run smoothly without any human input, and we can even design a system wherein direct actions could be taken, wherein direct decisions could also be taken. So today we want to have such kind of a system. We are talking today about artificial intelligence. Today we are also about talking about a machine learning. So all these advanced concepts are again developed on the same platform of the analytics. Yeah, I just want to introduce you to this particular concept. Today, every people or the industry is talking today. So this particular concept has been talked in the month of the March by the Department of Industries and Promotions, and this particular concept again says that this all available solution, whatever you say, it's a maybe IoT, it may be upon a big data analytics, it will be a smart pen sensors, all of them, they have one thing very common into it, and that is the analytics and the data capabilities. So data, why data and analytics go together? My dear friends, any company in the world doesn't started or they doesn't have a virtue only to collect the data. Every company or every organization collects the data with an objective to use the data for better decision making or better business prospects. So analytics and the data as a core capability will be helpful for all this particular solution that we today talked about. As we said, industry 4.0, there are a lot of the challenges that industry today sees, and to mitigate those challenges, analytics is used as a solution. So what could be a challenges? There could be a challenge in the front of a customer complaint management. There could be a challenge in terms of a inventory management. There could be a challenge in the performance management. There could be a challenges into overall equipment effectiveness forecasting. There could be a challenge in terms of equipment reliability, and so on and so forth could be there. But can we have a solution for all these kind of problems with the help of the analytics? Then answer is yes. So after going through this, I found that this particular slide could be a very important, because up till now we have talked about how the analytics could be applied to the functions like a HR. What are the different industry challenges today? How industry is moving ahead, and what are the core capabilities on which it will be moving ahead? NASSCOM predicted that there could be a 5 lakh jobs available into the data science web. This 5 lakh jobs will be available by the year 2018. And they also predicted what could be the salary ranges, what could be the experience that they are expecting, and what could be the probable designations for this domain. When we further researched, we found that if there are going to be a 5 lakh jobs, who could be the recruiters? When we searched, we found with again with the NASSCOM's report that there are more than 8,000 companies who are hiring the data scientists or the data analyst people today. And what could be the companies? So companies come from the different areas. It could be from the financial and the e-commerce domain. They are also from the consulting domain. They are also from the engineering domain. So if you say finance, we have Amazon is already there. Consulting, the TCS, the Capgemini, HP, these kind of the companies are also recruiting the analytics people. Engineering companies like a Volkswagen, Tata Motors, they are also recruiting the data science people. Apart from that, there is a sharp rise in terms of a data science vendor who are developing the new technologies and the platforms for the analytics today. And the companies like a social media, they are already using this particular solution, and maybe in the future you may say new faces of the analytics could be seen through the social media. Just to elaborate that, I hope this particular news of layoffs from the different or the IT sector must be a common fact today. But there is also one very positive news that is being shared by the NASCOM again. So NASCOM says that it is incorrect to assume that a large number of the IT jobs are being shared. And the in the red box here that is highlighted, it clearly mentioned that what is really happening. So NASCOM is predicting that the number of the jobs that are available today in the IT, they are not reduced, but the pattern of the recruitment by the IT companies have actually been changed. So this new change, you can read from this particular sentence is that the new technologies that they are recruiting is from the digital payments. It could be cyber security. It's a big data and the cloud. So these are the new domains or these are the skill set that IT companies are today looking for. So there is not a what is a reduction in the numbers of the people that they require, but it is only the skill set that they require has been changed. I also want to highlight some of the numbers from the few of the leading recruitment websites. So you can say that if we run this particular business analytics as a keyword, then these numbers of the jobs could be seen on these particular portals. So in the Times, we find that there could be 82,000 jobs available on them. Monster says that they are having around 3,000 jobs. The Naukri.com is claiming that they are having the 34,000 jobs available into this domain. So there could be, this is quite an old screenshot that we are taken. It could be just 15, 20 days back that we have done this exercise. And it may be possible that the number could have changed. They may have risen to a next level. Now the question will be that what are the typical technologies that they are looking for, or what are the skill set that they are looking for. So this is a JD that is published on one of the leading job portals, and that JD, if you see the experience range, you can see the packages that they are offering. Is a location. If you say that this is a particular analytics and the BI people that they are looking for, and this are the nothing but the skill set that they require. So they require the people who knows data analytics, they know some kind of a data mining, they want us people who are the data scientists, and lot many technologies that they are quoted that the person may know. Similarly, we are having the few more JDs. So if you can see this particular first JD that comes from the Accenture, it's asked the people like the key skills that are required is the SAS, Advanced Excel, or statistical modeling or the cluster analysis. There will be one more JD that asks about the linear regression, data science, data analytics. If you say the key skills, it's again the data analysis, predictive analysis, statistical modeling, and cluster analytics. And again, one more here, it talks about what to say, again, the analytics and the statistics. So my friends, I hope this could be a, what to say, a big uh, eye opener in case of the people who must be asking, or this must be acting as a answer to question what are the skills that are been required, or what are the tools and the techniques, the technologies that have been required, then I guess the statistical techniques have been covered, as well as along with the tools like R, those have been really demanded by the industry today. Also, today we are moving, or we are into a phase of the cognitive intelligence. So that is nothing but the core of a data science. When we say cognitive, that means it is more like a human kind of a response that you are going to have. Now, when we say that human intellect has been generating the use cases based upon the deduction ideas and the conceptual approach in terms of innovation. In a similar manner, can we design the machines, can we design the data that could represent it? Then answer is yes. And the answer is yes, then we can say that the cognitive intelligence is there. Today, when we say that I want to move to a certain, I am into having some industry exposure, I am belong to a certain education background, can I join, can I become a data analytics professional? Then answer is yes. Today, we are seeing the transition of the people moving to the industry into the analytics, and we call this transition as a science to a data science. So my friends, mostly you must have graduated or post-graduated from the engineering or the management background, and you must be working in the technology or the what is the management related functions. If you say you want to become a data science professional, or you want to become a business analytics professional, then what or how you can enter, or what are the things that you need to have? Then the answer to this is that if you're having a domain expertise coupled with a mathematics, and if you do have a computer science background along with it, then definitely you can become this. If you have got a two of this, that means you are into a one of this domain. That means if you are having the domain expertise and mathematics as your background, then you can become a statistical researcher. If you're having the computer science background along with a certain domain expertise, that means you are into the data processing. Similarly, if you are having the mathematics along with the computer science, then you can include machine learning. Defour, as an organization, runs value-added programs. Those are really focused towards the specific industry needs. Defour, as a company, is not just focusing to the training, but actively is into the consulting to a lot of the industries today. Defour has developed the industry-specific program for the domains like manufacturing, oil and gas, power generation, supply chain, as well as for the asset management. Defour provides the training for R, Alteryx, even for the visualization tools like a Tableau, and supports the students by providing online as well as the classroom-based programs. For corporates, we do have the on-site programs as well. All this program comes with a supervised learning support. When we say it's going to have a supervised learning support, that means there will be a clear-cut hand-holding to all the participants or all the students of the DPO. Sorry. All the programs are having the case-based learning model. This case-based approach will help not just to gain the theoretical knowledge, but will help you to apply the knowledge to the industry-specific problems. The training methodology that is being used is the instructor-led programs. Those are coupled with the case studies and videos, management games, and so on and so forth. The techniques have been involved. We do have a dedicated support for the students, and supervised learning program supports even for the beyond classroom hours. So in a supervised learning program, we do provide assistance in terms of for placements. We do provide the assistance when we is going to have placement assistance. That means that we'll be helping you to develop the FAQ, develop an industry perspective before you go to an interview. We do also have a industry immersion sessions that will help us to gain more from the industry leaders. This is outlined for our foundation program, and this is the content for the program. So this all of our programs are 36-hour programs, and these 36-hour programs are being delivered into a 12 different sections. The program covers the introduction towards the business analytics and its tools, application of the analytics and self-service analytics tools, Ultrix. R is a fundamental block of our training program. Linear regression, logistic regression, as well as the advanced concept of the analytics like clustering, decision tree, time series modeling, predictive modeling techniques, those are also part of our program. The program also covers the market basket, text mining, and the data visualization part that is being solved today by the most of the industries. Similarly, on these lines, we do have an industry-specific program for the manufacturing, as we have discussed. Here, if you can see the real distinguishing factor between our advanced program and manufacturing program is a day number 9, day number 10, and day number 11. If you see here, we have mentioned clearly those are the practicals, and these practicals are nothing but the cases only from the manufacturing companies. So the motto of this program is not just to give you a theory from the statistics or the certain tools, but the motto of this program is that applying this theory to a real industry problems of the company. So these are the highlight. On the similar lines, we have different programs with a 3 practical sessions for oil and gas and petroleum companies. This holds true for the power generation and the distribution, and same is true for the supply chain as well as for the asset management program. This is our price list. So our minimum program starts with a 12,911 rupees, that is for the 20 hours of a course duration, and for the online mode of a delivery. Whereas the advanced programs for the classroom is having the fees of rupees 25,654. Those participants who enroll through this webinar will get early bird discounts. These are our contact information. If you require any support, you can get back to us through this.